If someone had told Emma Gray that a 5-minute act of kindness would change her entire life, she would have laughed. Yet, on a quiet Tuesday morning, as she leaned over a trembling old man who could barely lift his spoon, a stranger stood behind her, watching with eyes full of disbelief, gratitude, and a decision that would flip her world upside down. If this story touched your heart, show your love, like, share, and comment your thoughts. Emma Gray had worked at Pinewood Diner for 3 years, long enough to memorize the quirks of every regular customer. But the old man who began visiting 2 months ago, Mr. Walter Hale, was different. He always entered slowly, leaning heavily on his wooden cane, shoulders weighed down not just by age but by years of loneliness. He never asked for much, just oatmeal with honey and a cup of warm tea. But his hands shook too much to hold the spoon. People noticed, but no one ever moved. They were always too busy, running late, or not sure if it would be appropriate. But not Emma. The very first morning she saw Walter struggle, she simply walked up, knelt beside him, and said softly, "Would you like some help today, sir?" From that day, she fed him, bit by bit, spoon by spoon, like he was her own grandfather. And Walter? He would smile weakly and whisper, "You remind me of someone I lost long ago." Emma never asked who. She just knew his eyes softened whenever she sat with him. But behind her gentle smile, Emma herself was exhausted. Her mother was bedridden at home, and Emma worked double shifts to afford her medicines. She barely slept. Some days she felt her knees shaking as she carried food from table to table, but she still made time for Walter, because she knew what loneliness looked like. Every morning at 9:15, Walter came. And every morning, Emma helped him eat. One morning, Walter seemed weaker than usual. His breathing was shallow, and his fingers twitched uncontrollably. Emma gently placed her hand on his shoulder. "Are you okay? Should I call someone?" Walter shook his head. "I'm just tired today. But I wanted to see you." His voice cracked, and for a moment, Emma forgot the world around her. She pulled up a chair beside him, fed him slowly, patiently. People passing by smiled politely, yet none truly saw what was happening between them, the quiet, human connection in a noisy world. Then the bell above the diner door rang. Emma didn't look up. She focused on holding Walter's trembling hand steady, whispering, "There you go, one more bite." The footsteps approaching were firm, expensive, confident, very unlike the usual diner crowd. The scent of designer cologne cut through the aroma of pancakes and coffee. Finally, a deep voice said, "Excuse me, what exactly are you doing?" Emma turned. A tall man in a charcoal suit stood there. His jaw was sharp, his posture straight, his eyes stormy blue, eyes that flicked between Emma and Walter with confusion and tension. Walter looked up weakly. "Liam." Emma's heart skipped. "This is his son. Liam Hale." She had heard the name. CEO of Hale Industries. A billionaire. A man known for being unstoppable, feared, and relentless. But here he looked, lost. "Dad," Liam said, his voice cracking slightly. "Why didn't you tell me you were coming here every day? Why didn't you call me?" Walter sighed. "You're busy. Always busy." Those words hit Liam like a punch. He knelt beside his father, eyes softening. "I'm never too busy for you. I didn't know you were eating alone, struggling like this." Walter didn't answer. He simply leaned back and closed his eyes. Emma stepped away quietly, but Liam stopped her. "Wait. You were feeding him?" Emma nodded gently. "He couldn't hold the spoon. And you just helped him. A stranger." Her voice was soft but steady. "No one should have to eat alone like that." Liam stared at her, speechless for a moment. Then his expression shifted, like someone seeing the truth for the first time. "How long?" he asked. "For about 2 months," Emma said. "Every day." He sank onto the chair opposite her, running a hand through his hair. "I thought he was fine. He always told me he was fine." Emma hesitated, then whispered, "Parents say they're okay, even when they're breaking." Liam didn't answer. His eyes shimmered, not with tears exactly, but something close. A deep ache. Walter opened his eyes again. "She's been better to me than I deserve." Emma shook her head quickly. No, please don't say that. Liam stared at Emma like she was something rare, something the world didn't make often enough. That same day, Walter grew too weak to walk home. Emma helped him into the booth and called the paramedics, while Liam held his father's hand tightly. At the hospital, doctors confirmed what Emma feared: Walter had been skipping his medications, living alone, refusing help. He was deteriorating faster than anyone realized. Liam blamed himself. If I'd just checked on him more. If I'd made time. Emma quietly said, "It's never too late to show someone you care." Her words held him like a lifeline. Over the next few days, Liam stayed with his father constantly. But he didn't forget Emma, how she had stepped in when he hadn't. One evening, he approached her outside the diner. The sunset behind him painted his face in warm gold. "Emma, can we talk?" She folded her apron nervously. "Is everything okay?" He took a breath. "I owe you more than I can ever repay." "You owe me nothing," she said gently. "I did what anyone should do." "That's the thing," Liam whispered. "Most people wouldn't." He told her how he grew up with a father who worked multiple jobs to give him a better life, how guilt ate at him knowing he drifted away. Emma listened, her heart softening with every word. Then came the moment she never expected. "Emma," he said, "I want to help you. I don't know what you're going through, but I can tell something's weighing on you. Let me support you the way you supported my father." Emma shook her head quickly. "I'm not looking for money or favors." "I know," Liam said. "That's why you deserve it." He had found out about her mother, her double shifts, her hardships. He did his research because he wanted to understand the woman who had shown kindness without reason. "Let me cover your mother's medical bills," he insisted. "Let me make life easier for you." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Why would you do that for me?" Liam smiled, a real, unpolished smile. "Because you reminded me what being human looks like." She covered her mouth, overwhelmed. "And," Liam added, "my father wants to see you. You've become a part of his days, a part of what kept him going." Walter recovered slowly but steadily, and every day Emma visited, he would squeeze her hand with gratitude. One morning, as she walked out of the hospital room, Liam stopped her. "I was wrong about a lot of things," he said quietly. "About success. About what matters." Emma looked up gently. "What matters most?" He didn't hesitate. "People. The ones who show up when it's hardest." And for the first time, Emma saw not a billionaire, not a CEO, but a man trying to rebuild something he'd lost. When Walter was finally discharged, he didn't go home alone. Liam moved him into his penthouse, making sure he had everything he needed. And Emma. She remained a part of their lives, not because of generosity, but because of genuine connection. Sometimes the smallest kindness, a spoon held steady, a few minutes of patience, becomes the bridge that heals entire families. And sometimes, the world rewards people like Emma in ways they could never imagine. Because kindness, even when unnoticed, is never forgotten.